Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to go over all of the previous videos and how to put them together into a cohesive um, process that ultimately becomes how to breed snakes as a hobby. Now, if you do, and if you if you like this so far, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by next summer, so that way we can stream our egg cutting videos. Thanks for the help. Now, let's get on with this. So, with everything, you need the space. You need the space to do this. You need the space to be able to do it. And it doesn't take much space, but you do need some space because you need places for the babies to go, you need places for the adults to stay, and you just need space. Say hi to Princess. Now, beyond space, you need an incubator because with any um, with any egg production, you need a place to put those eggs where they will be safe, where they will be at the correct temperature, at the correct humidity, and they will be well maintained during the incubation time. If you notice, I have not specified any particular breed, any particular time frame or anything like that, temperatures, and the reason why is because those things are snake specific. And if you plan on breeding, colubrids, that is one temperature. If you plan on breeding ball pythons, that is a different temperature. And that is research that you have to do for your specific breed of snake. Now, beyond the incubation, you need to be able to feed your snakes. And you need to be able to feed your babies when they come, which is a huge added expense until you are able to sell them. You can offset this cost somewhat by producing your own, but for most hobby breeders, it isn't feasible to completely replace your meals for your animals unless you have plenty of time to build up stock. It just takes time. Now, beyond that, you have to sell your animals. And this is where, over time, you will fall into a cycle, because if you think about it, you've taken your animal, you've raised it up, you've done what's needed to prepare it to be paired, you've paired it, you've produced your eggs, you've incubated your eggs, you've now produced your babies, you've fed your babies, you've made them good, healthy, well-surviving, strong animals that will not have trouble eating, and now you need to sell them. And once you've done this process, and this is a year-long process, this then provides you the money to turn around and start the process over again. Now, there might be some extra that allows you to have a little bit of money in your pocket, but generally speaking, most of that money, if you've paid your dues in the first year, and if you've done it intelligently, where you have a small amount of clutches and you have a small amount of babies, and you sell those babies, you should have enough money to feed your adults again for the next year, maybe buy a new snake, and maybe have a little bit left over. And then the next year, you do the same thing over again. And this is where it comes into, this is a cyclical thing. For me, and this is with what I prefer to breed. I prefer to breed hognose and bull snakes and maybe a couple corns every year. This is brumation season for me. This is the perfect time to pick up a hobby like YouTube and try to grow it, because I'm not busy yet. Most of my snakes are in a cooler right now. I'm not having to feed them. My feed bill is less expensive. Everything for me says you have a little bit of free time, you should do something with that. Now, For a ball python breeder right now, they're still breeding animals and getting eggs and even cutting eggs right now. They're reaching towards the end of their season, whereas colubrids, which is what I produce, will actually begin their season in January. January is when you pull your, if you live where I live, you pull your animals out of the cooler, you warm them up, you get them up to temperature, up to normal temperature, and you start feeding them heavily to make them believe that they are having a bountiful year and it is very safe for them to breed and breed heavily. And then we will have eggs, and then we will produce those, or then we will have babies, and then we will feed those babies and make them into um, well eating babies, and then we'll turn around and sell them. Now, this, of course, is a process, and that is the colubrid schedule. And I usually have eggs around, or I'm usually hatching eggs around January, or not January, July. Roughly 6 months after January, 6 to 7 months after January, because it's 60 days in the egg, and it's usually 30 days after pairing that you have eggs, and it's usually a couple months after warming them up that they pair. So, June, July, August, that is the time for eggs and egg cutting, whereas ball pythons are just getting ready to pair and to begin producing their eggs. So everything is cyclical, and you have to remember that this is not a get-rich-quick industry. If you really want to do this and you want to do this as a hobby, you have to start. And you're going to lose money at first, and it's going to take you a few years to get going, and you're going to learn some hard lessons along the way. But if you persevere and you keep going, I am actually in my third year, getting ready to pair in January or March actually, for my third year, to have my third season. And I'm only just now starting to produce enough and make enough money to start helping to feed my snakes. So you have to be ready for a marathon. This is not something that you will do. You're going to buy 2 adult snakes in January and pair them and have babies and sell them and make all the money in the world. That's not going to happen. Most likely, if you do that, if they do pair, they will most likely lay slugs. You won't have any eggs, and you'll have wasted a season when you could have just fed them and rolled on and not have to worry about getting them back up to weight for the next year. Just remember this: slow and steady wins the race. You're going to have setbacks. Accept them and move forward. You will be successful in time. Be honest and true for everyone, because no one wants to get a bad animal. Have a great day.